Okay, so do you care about the planet? It's hard not to, right? It's our small sanctuary in this vast universe. It nurtures us with the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. But with some food farming, the same kindness is not returned to our generous benefactor. The meat industry is mutilating our earth. Its impact on our climate is enormous. Meat production contributes heavily to increases in greenhouse gas emissions. It is equivalent to the amount caused by driving every car, truck, and flying every plane on Earth, all at once. We see eating meat as a human tradition. However, we are no longer hunter-gatherers living off the odd animal that happens to cross our paths. The meat industry has been industrialized, and it uses masses of land, grain, and water to produce meat for our supermarket shelves. This has a negative impact on the environment. Just 0.1 kilograms of beef protein, the size of a deck of playing cards, results in up to 105 kilograms of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere, whilst the same weight of tofu produces just 3.5 kilograms. Forests are our lifeline. They are the lungs of our earth. Yet industrial meat is the single biggest cause of deforestation globally. Visualize this. A tract of land just larger than France has been carved out of the Brazilian rainforest and turned over to grazing cattle. In Brazil, farmers are deliberately setting forest fires, like the Amazon rainforest fires you may have seen in the news recently. They're doing this to clear space for cattle ranching and to grow industrial animal feed, like soya, for farms back in the UK. This is causing global warming because the meat industry is removing trees that could be used to neutralise the growing carbon emissions the industry itself produces. Nothing about this is sustainable. We will run out of forests. We are strangling our planet. Over a quarter of the world's entire land area is used to graze or grow food for farm animals. That's an area equivalent to the US, China, Europe, and Australia combined. That's space that could have been used to grow food for people in the first place. If everyone ate a plant-based diet, we'd need 3/4 less farmland than we use today. That's because it takes less land to grow food directly for humans than to feed animals, which humans then eat. For example, just 1 kilogram of chicken meat takes 3.2 kilograms of crops to produce, according to Greenpeace. Don't be fooled by sustainably farmed branding either. It is impossible for meat to be sustainable. The last decade has seen a surge in grass-fed, free-range, cage-free and pastured options. These alternatives typically come from small organic farms which claim to practice more humane methods of production. Although these smaller systems appear to be environmentally sustainable on the surface, considerable evidence suggests otherwise. Grass grazing cows emit more of the greenhouse gas methane than grain-fed cows, and pastured organic chickens have a 20% greater impact on global warming. This is because it takes up more land to raise pastured livestock. So, whilst they reduce the amount of farming land used for animal feed, they increase the amount of farming land used for the cattle. If all 100 million cows in the United States were raised on grass, each requiring on average 10 acres of grassland, they would swallow almost half of the country's land in one go. Therefore, it is no surprise that in 2019, the lead researcher on the biggest analysis of the carbon footprint of livestock to date, John Paul, said to the Journal of Science in 2019, avoiding consumption of animal products delivers far better environmental benefits than trying to purchase sustainable meat and dairy. So, let's sum this up. Let's make this real for us here today. In the UK, we need to be eating 70% less meat and dairy by 2030 to prevent climate breakdown. I couldn't ignore this crisis any longer, and I switched to a sustainable diet 4 years ago. Every day, my food choices prevent climate breakdown. Will you join me and swap to a plant-based diet that will save our planet, our home, today?